So here's Adele's song Hello. It's a great addition to finger picking mini course I have on YouTube. You can see the link here on the screen, okay? So if you don't know how to use the fingers, you can always go back to this course and it will teach you how to use properly the fingers to play finger picking style. But in this video, I'm going also to explain how to do it properly, okay? So as you see, I'm using the capo here, okay? And the capo is on the first fret. And the reason is that I want to use the open chords, okay? I want to use open chords, so it's easy for me to play the song, so I don't have to use the bar chords. And one of the ways to achieve this is by placing the capo on the first fret. So when I have my capo on the first fret, imagine that what you're doing, then you move this part here, okay? So now the sound is coming from the first fret. So if your E minor chord was here on the second fret, now with the capo, your E minor chord, will be here on the third fret, okay? So you have to keep the spaces like you had your open chord. So it was not open fret and then E minor, okay? So this is how we are using the capo. And the reason is that we want to basically to match the pitch of the song. If you want to play with the song, your chords, it will be great to have a capo, because then it'll be exactly the same thing, yeah? But for the purpose of the lesson, I'm going to take off the capo and we're going to discuss this song without the capo, just using the open chords in normal open position, because I know that some of you may not have a capo at home, and it'll be just easier for us to go through the song, okay? So look, we've got 4 chords. We've got E minor, then we've got G, we've got D, and then C. So E minor, G, D, and C. You can see all these chords on the screen. E minor, G, D, C. And this is our verse, okay? So the song consists of 3 sections. You've got the verse, the bridge, and the chorus. So at first we analyze the verse. And now look, it's very important how you position your fingers here on the strings, okay? So my first chord is E minor, and this is how I'm going to play this E minor chord with my hand here, okay? Look, my thumb is going to be on the 6th string. And the reason for this is that this is note E. I want to think about my thumb as a bass player, okay? So he wants to give me, he needs to give me this nice sound of the chord, of the name of the chord. So if you play E minor, and to have this E here, okay? And I'm going to explain this in all chords, so you see what I mean by this. So the thumb is on the 6th string and is playing note E, because it's E minor chord, yeah? Now look, these 3 fingers here, for the chord E minor and G, will be exactly in the same position, okay? So my first finger is going to play on the string number 4. My second finger is going to play on the string number 3. And my third finger is going to play on the string number 2, okay? And I play all these notes together, like this, look. This is what you need to have, okay? So this is what I play over E minor chord. Over G will be the same. So look, when I go from E minor to G, I'm not going to change my finger positions. I'm going to stay in the same place. Now look, don't forget we are kind of trying to play the part that was played by the piano. So we are trying to get closer to this sound. But it will be very difficult to recreate this exactly the same way, okay? Just because the way the piano works and the sound of the piano sounds, okay? So E minor, G, exactly the same way. It will be a good idea to practice chord changes. As a practice, just go between E minor, G for a few moments. If you need to stop the video and try to learn this progression, okay? So E minor, G. The next chord will be D. And here we are going to do things in a bit different way. Now look, I've got D chord, and I want to play with the thumb the bass note. So it will be note D in this case. And my note D is on the 4th string, because the name of the 4th string is D. Yeah? So this is why I'm going to change the location of the fingers, and I'm going to go from here with my thumb on the 6th string to here, thumb on the 4th string. And I'm going to slightly change the way how I play with my fingers 1 and 2 and 3. So my thumb will be on the 4th string. Now my first finger is going to be on the 3rd string, and my second finger is going to be on the 2nd string, okay? And I'm not going to discuss the first finger yet. And I'm going to show you why at first, okay? So let's try to get the sound just at first. So we're using just fingers thumb, 1 and 2. So thumb is on the 4th string, the first finger is on the 3rd string, and the second finger is on the 2nd string. We play these notes together like this, okay? Now look, you could also add the 3rd finger on the 1st string. Can you hear? So without this finger, just 3 fingers, thumb 1 and 2, and with the 3rd finger on the 1st string, it definitely sounds a little bit brighter, okay? So let me show you now how it sounds when I use 2 different variations, and then we're going to talk which one is better sounding, okay? So look, I'm going to play at first with the chord D when I play only 3 strings, thumb 1 and 2. Look, listen to this. And now I'm going to add the first string on the chord D. Did you hear the difference? The D chord, when I add this first string, is becoming a little bit brighter. And it may not necessarily suit the mood of the song, because this song is quite dark sounding. And you're trying to recreate the part of the piano, so this is why probably I would not play the first string on the chord D to keep this darkness, to keep this dark sound, okay? But of course, it's up to you. You can play, you know, whichever version you prefer, okay? So if I use the finger picking technique, I might try to skip the first string on the chord D, okay? So you got E minor, G, and then D, and then the last chord will be chord C. And on the C chord, my thumb will be on the 5th string because here is note C. So again, I'm trying to play the root note from the chord. So I'm trying to play the note that gives the name to the chord I'm playing. So this is C chord and this is C note. And now thumb is on the 5th string, my first finger is on the 4th string, my second finger is on the 3rd string, and my 3rd finger is on the 2nd string, okay? So I play strings 5, 4, 3, 2. So as you notice, it's kind of, you slightly change your finger positions when you play these chords, okay? So this is how it sounds together now. Listen to this. E minor, G, D, C, okay? E minor, G, D, C. You may slow down this and just go very slowly, just like this, to just get used to the chord changes. And maybe after 1 or 2 days, once you'll be good, you can come back to this video and you may finish the song, okay? So don't rush, make sure that you play this correctly and make sure that it sounds good, okay? Now, let's talk about the timing, okay? So I'm going to count this, okay? And I show you how the chord works. So look, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 So did you notice that every second chord is coming off beat? So chord G and chord C are not coming on 1 or 3, they come on the end. Okay, so look very slowly. If I count, this was I'm counting 1, 2, and 3, 4. Try this with me maybe at first. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So this is how the chord goes. Look, 1, 2, and is our G. So 1 on the 1 we've got E minor, 1, 2, and 3, 4. We've got G on the end. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. Make sense? Does it make sense? 1, 2, and 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then I go to the D and C, and I've got exactly the same thing. D will be on 1, and C will be on end. So look, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so D again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. And one more time, D again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, let's try to put this together. So look, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 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 1, 2, and 3, 4. If something is not clear, you can always post the question on YouTube, or you can go to my website, guitarcouch.com, to the forum section, and you can post the question there. Right now the forum is quite empty, so you will help me also to build kind of guitar community on my website. It'd be great if you could check the forum section. If you have any questions, of course, you can post these questions. You need to register at first on my website, but registration will enable you to post the questions, okay? So look, this is what we have. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, okay? And we played this a few times. I don't remember, to be honest, how long it goes. So this is the first section, basically. And then we are going to come to the bridge section, okay? So bridge section sounds like this. So on the bridge section, we are going to have one extra chord, okay? What I played here, let me show you maybe at first the chord. So on the bridge section, we've got E minor, D. And then you can play two chords here. One option will be to play something which is called G/B. And you can see the chord on the screen. So G/B is my first finger is on the second fret, fifth string. And these two fingers are like in the chord G. So pinky is on the third fret, first string, and fourth and third finger is on the third fret, second string, okay? So this is the chord G, B/G, okay? So this is one of the options to use this chord, or you can use just normal B minor chord, which is a bar chord, okay? It's just normal B minor chord. So you can go like this, or like this. Okay, so let me show you how it's going to sound at first with the chord G/B. And now how it sounds with the chord B minor. So it's going to sound like this. So as you see, kind of very similar qualities. It's up to you which one do you prefer to play here. So look, over E minor chord, you're going to play exactly the same way how we discussed. Over D, same situation. Now when I go to G/G flat, I'm going to have my thumb on the fifth string, my first finger on the third string, my second finger on second string, and my third finger on the first string, okay? Like this. And in this case, he's going to work nicely with the first string because I want to brighten this up slightly. Okay? So if you choose to play B minor, the fingering will be exactly the same. Here, okay? So thumb on the fifth, first finger on the third, second finger on the second, and the first finger on the first string, okay? So look, timing is exactly the same. So look, we've got chords E minor, D, G/B, and then C. So look, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so this is a good news. Once you master your timing, it will be exactly the same way, yeah? So this is with the chord G/B. This is how it sounds with the chord B minor. The same chord progression will be like this. Actually, I just noticed on the B minor, you can just play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2, like this. And the same actually applies to the chord G/G flat. So you can be on this string inside, or you can just go like this. You can go thumb on the fifth, the first finger on the third, second finger on the second, and the third finger on the first string like this, or just like this, strings 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's up to you really. As we said, there's no guitar in this song, so we kind of want to create something that is going to work. Okay, so it's our bridge part, yeah? Okay, now we're coming to the second part of the bridge. We've got chords E minor, D, C. Okay, so this is how we end up our bridge part. Let me play this for you, the bridge part one more time. So this is how it sounds: E minor, D, G slash B, C, E minor, D, C, okay? And the timings will be different here on the C chord at the end. We go E minor, D, C, E, D, C. So literally the chords are spaced evenly, exactly the same way. E minor, D, and C. E minor, D, and then C. So one more time, the bridge part, E minor, D, and I'm going to use actually B minor chord, okay, instead of G slash B, because as we said before, we can change the chord. So look, E minor, D, B minor, C, and now E minor, D, C. And now we're going to the chorus, and on the chorus we got E minor, C, G, D. Okay, and we discussed the fingering before, so it should be very easy for you to play. Exactly the same technique. We're going to change our root notes. So on the E minor we go from the 6th, on the C we go from the 5th. The bass is playing from the 5th, okay? On the G from the 6th again, on the D from the 4th string. So remember, it's exactly the same fingering, okay? So look, this is how the chorus sounds. E minor, C, then G, D. And the timing is exactly the same like we did before. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so this is kind of a more advanced version of playing the song. You can always take these chords and just play the strumming. Look. Okay, so you are not limited just to play finger picking technique. Okay, if you have a friend who plays the guitar, what you can do, one of you may play the strumming, and the second person may go with the finger picking, and it'll create very, very nice kind of harmony, and it sounds very nice together.